Good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's episode of Tilton Talks Crypto. And the more observant among you may have noticed already that there's one element of that missing, the Tilton part, right? Aaron's not here today, he's off doing other things, and it's that time of year when shortly after a holiday break and during a holiday break, everybody's busy and everybody's, crazy and catching up and all that stuff. And that's kind of what happened to Aaron. But I do want to just say, again, welcome. Hope everybody has a fantastic new year. I'll say that on his behalf. Happy, healthy, prosperous, all those things. And we are really excited about what we're doing today, actually, because we don't have a standard format. I'm not going to try and do news you can use on my own. And anyway, I don't want to do it because I really don't want to say the name of a certain person anymore. It's one of my New Year's resolutions to not talk about him, and most of the news revolves around him. So we're kind of staying clear of that subject. And we were really lucky in that over the holiday period, I had the pleasure of meeting with a guy called Matthias Mende, fascinating guy based in the UAE right now. Really interesting project going. He has a project called Bonuz. That's B-O-N-U-Z or B-O-N-U-Z if you're from England or maybe Europe. And it's an app and a platform that connects Web3 creators with their fans and their users. Interesting concept. You'll hear us talk more about that. You'll hear us talk a lot about Bonuz, but also about the similarities between Matthias's approach to the DeFi, CeFi thing and the SmartFi approach. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I hope you do too. So without further ado, as they say, here's what we talked about last week. So, Matthias, thanks for joining us. We're really delighted to have you. We're excited to have you because I think that what you're doing right now is a really interesting thing where you're making this connection between people in the crypto space and almost between ecosystems in the crypto space, and you're connecting Web 2 with Web 3. It's all about bringing things together and creating a connection, and it's a very varied approach to it in some ways, which is kind of what we at SmartFi believe in and where we're at too. But before we get to what you're doing now, I'm always fascinated by people's journey into crypto, so to speak, because it's different for everybody. So I know you read Satoshi's white paper, and I think it was 2016, and you said in something that I read, another interview you did or whatever, that it completely changed your life, really, as it turns out. How did it change it? How did it impact you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. That's very kind, and I'm thrilled to be on this interview. And to answer your question, you correctly researched. Yeah, what happened is when I read the white paper, I actually figured out about the blockchain, and the blockchain is what actually got me really inspired, and immediately I fell in love with the vision or the greater vision of this technology, because the biggest problem in the world is always trust, and humans are made to make mistakes. That's why God didn't create us as angels. And yeah, and that's why I feel blockchain is good, because in the long term, as more it is implemented in more solutions, as more trust, basically they will verify or validate. And Bitcoin is one example, but which is, I feel it's an amazing global reserve currency, and it's very decentralized. But ultimately I'm in love with blockchain, and I feel that it can not just change the world, but bring a lot of fairness to the world, also to people who have not so much chance in their lives, or who are not really born in the first world countries where they have all the options. But we'll elaborate more on this.
That's fascinating to me, and I've actually touched on this in previous episodes of Tilton Talks Crypto. But one of the things that appealed to me about crypto early, I got into it a little earlier than you, around about 2014 was when I started. But one of the things that appealed to me was that potential that I saw for it to offer banking to the unbanked, and to give control of money back to individuals rather than institutions and governments. And and that's kind of, that's that big philosophical thing about Bitcoin and about crypto that people get involved in. And sometimes we lose sight of it in the day-to-day stuff. And I think it's really important that, as you just did, we bring ourselves back to that. That in the intro we run before we do each episode, Aaron Tilton, Aaron, our CEO and co-founder, says that he sees the potential for crypto to move humanity forward. And I think that's actually a really good phrase. You started there, but before that, even, you were, a serial entrepreneur, as I like to say. Your latest project is really getting some attention, and we're going to get a bit more into that in a minute. But, you were honoring the Gulf News Web3 Awards, Middle East Blockchain Awards. You got some kudos behind your name. And that came about as part of, Bonuz, which is your new project. Tell us a bit about it and why you think it's gotten so much interest.
All right. Well, Bonuz,
go for it.
Thank you. Bonuz is my baby. I've been always full of ideas. And in 2020, when COVID came, till this time, I was still working as a chief strategic officer in a large enterprise software development house, which is specialized in blockchain, AI, smart contracts, and machine learning and stuff like that. And I learned a lot of stuff there. So the applications, they were often very complex. It was like for some companies which make transportations, like the Emirates National Oil Company, which their sub distributor is Tristar. It's huge here in UAE. So we kind of tokenized their supply chain process for the trucks. So each truck which goes out with a delivery for oil or some kind of procurement, there's a token generated, and this token has not a financial value, it has a function, like the GPS coordinates. So the trucks can not be spoofed, like they cannot just put a VPN with another location and then change their location. So exactly, we always knew where they are. And for example, because it's all connected also with smart contracts, this stuff is all running on Hyperledger Fabric, which is a IBM blockchain, but it's more like a private blockchain. So you don't see that Hyperledger has a coin or token like other layer one blockchains. And the kind of use cases, they are kind of more complex and more real because they are used in industry with like serious goods, tracking of goods, IoT devices connected to smart contracts with rules. For example, there is some food getting transported and the temperature of the cooling truck goes beyond the set temperature. Let's say the set temperature is 17 degrees and it goes to 22 degrees or beyond 17 for more than 10 minutes. Then the smart contract will kick in and then it will be an insurance case. So basically no need to go to court. All the things, they automatically happen. And also nobody can really cheat or manipulate like whatever happened. Like for example, the driver, he knows, oh, my fridge, my air conditioning doesn't work anymore for the food. But just before he arrives to the location, he will try to freeze the things in some other way, in some freezers, and then to bring it cold so the people don't see that it's cold, and then the food might be expired, people might get sick, or whatever can happen. So that's where the technology can be used in some very special ways. And
yeah, so you're talking about practical applications of the blockchain, and then you took that and you kind of related it to the crypto industry itself and to the personalities in it. And that's what's fascinating to me about Bonuz, is that it is this way for content creators and their fans, if you like, and for want of a better word, their followers, to interact and to really kind of relate to each other better. I mean, was that? Did you feel that there was a gap there that you had to fill, or was it just that you thought there was an opportunity in that space because there was nobody doing it at the time?
Well, exactly. I felt there's a huge opportunity because you see in Bonus, like that's how I came to Bonus. I had so many ideas already, so I thought let's create now something for the people to get more value. Because also I have a social media business. I still have the agency. It's not active, but the people like need to build communities, and a lot of the users, they don't really own their followers or their fans because they are on the social media networks. So if like YouTube shuts down or Twitter shuts down or Instagram shuts down, even if those people have, these creators have millions of followers, if they shut down or they ban their account, then all their power, it's lost. So with Bonus, for example, they can have the power and they kind of own their followers because it's all connected through Web3 with wallets. And because of the past, there was a lot of innovation which I learned. So I tried to implement with the team those implementations into Bonus. And we have so many features. Bonus is actually a mega app. It's like a whole own ecosystem. And we also run on multiple blockchains, not just one blockchain, because a lot of blockchains have different abilities and different features. For example, transactions, usually they need gas costs. We have for the end users, because one of our missions is not just to build a fantastic platform, but also to actually convert a lot of Web2 users to Web3, where they actually own whatever they do. So this is really quite complex, and I can go very deep, but I will try now to really answer your next question into very, very detail.
So I mean, I get it. You said earlier that Bonus is your baby, and we can all talk forever about our kids, right? So I think I probably opened up a can of worms I don't want to go to there in some ways, but I think I really do think it's notable that what you're doing here is so based on the principles of crypto, in that you're taking that idea of handing back power over money to people that Bitcoin was founded on, and you're handing back power over their brand, if you like, to people in the crypto world. And that's, that to me, it's just another example of where this potential of crypto is. Obviously, I mean, it's been a, tough year or so, 6 months or so, I would say, for the crypto industry. The word crypto winter banded around a lot. Both you at Bonus and we at Smartfire are survivors of that. And we're going to come out the other side. Have you seen any really kind of negative impacts on your business from it? I mean, I know we all have in a way, but
yes.
Or do you still see the kind of optimism going forward that gives you hope?
Of course, all the scenarios which happened, they had a little bit negative impact on our business, because a lot of users actually losing faith in crypto and blockchain. But the thing of losing faith is actually wrong, because there were people which broke the faith because they were not trustworthy, because they were doing crazy things with money, like for example in the FTX case with Sam Bankman-Fried, using funds of users to destroy other projects, to do very risky trades, and then non-stop borrowing with money which is already leveraged on some tokens, which like the FTT token and other FTX token like Serum, which have very high market caps, but a lot of them are locked. This is not the technology, it's the people who actually damage things. That's why we are humans. That's why the humans usually destroy the things, but the technology, it's great. And yes, there was regulators, and this type of exchanges even get super regulated and had super top backers, but still this happens. So I wonder what type of job they were actually doing and going through the things. But for us in Bonuz, it's actually, after this tragedy, from the good standpoint is that we actually not building any financial products or some DeFi financial engineering kind of product. We actually building something which can be used day by day in the real world. And that's the beauty. Like, people can walk around, use QR codes, check in into locations, can redeem NFTs, but NFTs which have a value. For example, you go somewhere, you spend $100, you get a $10 gift voucher, but this gift voucher you get in your wallet as redeemable NFT, and then after it's redeemed, it's changed the state and it still sits in the wallet. The businesses, they can see all these users, they are like, they are regular customers, they love to buy products with us and spend money, and now they have so many of those NFTs already and they've spent many. Now maybe we need to give them something for it. It's like real user data. So Bonuz is also a kind of data provider, and in communities this is one of our largest targets and parts, is actually to empower communities of creators, brands and celebrities, and kind of merge them together in a way that they really have more value from B to B to C product, whereby everyone in the chain kind of wins because of the systems and analytical tools which we implement in Bonuz in order to see how much value each community member brings to the table for the community. For example, imagine I give you a very nice, simple sample, and this is actually the first two functionalities of what Bonuz can do and what the MVP is able to do today, which is proof of attendance. And proof of attendance is very important because with proof of attendance, you really verify that somebody attended to a place. And there are a lot of NFT projects or normal projects which give NFTs out, but they actually don't have a platform where the people can use the utilities. So Bonuz is even applicable on this old project because they could partner with us, for example, and then we could give them the Bonuz app, and there they would be able to give the functionality to the users, to their community. And then based on the proof of attendance, we add even quests on top. So this is now becoming like a soldier going to war. Now in the war, he can be sick and sleep the whole day, but he can also go out, build some bridge, repair something, heal some people, maybe save some prisoners from somewhere, whatever a soldier can do. And now he comes back as a hero, as a war hero, because his Medal of Honor, it's not like bronze or metal or something, it's like silver, gold or platinum. And so how we actually gamified this whole proof of attendance thing is that when people arrive to events, partner events, the event organizer, like the issuer of the event, he can actually put little quests. Like, as soon you arrive to the event, you scan the QR code with your Bonuz app, which is connected to your Web3 identity, which is your wallet, which is also decentralized, which is connected to the app and runs in a Web2 style, which is very simple. And now when they log in the event, either by tapping the phone on an NFC there, or by somebody in the event scanning their QR code, or by them themselves scanning the ticket like a badge, and this ticket has a unique QR code plus geolocation. Now the quests come up and it's written, let's say if it's a big, let's say it's a crypto conference or some conference, doesn't have to be crypto conference. now there could be tasks. Go to the wall of fame, take a picture, share it on Twitter, take a video of the crowd, share it there, tag the organizer, go to this sponsor, test the application or test the game, or there's a racing simulator, drive the racing simulator, post the picture. And that's so based on all these tasks, the organizer can know that which visitors are extremely valuable to the community, and which visitors actually they not just consume, but they also add value by helping to push certain things. And this kind of functionality applies actually on everyone. It applies even on celebrities, because they have so many fans. But now the fans, they can just do things blindly because they're fans, so they can repost a picture from from Instagram on their page that some new album is coming, all those things. But the celebrity or the creator, he will never know who is actually the valuable person who actually added this value. But since the people connect in Bonuz and they can link it to all their social media handles, we kind of track every single activity, what's happened. So if a celebrity says that he will reward in 1 year the top 100 people with a meet and greet and pictures, because there will be a special event where he will do the meet and greet for the 100 best supporters, then we can track every single progress, and we can know 2 months before the event that fan Martin Tillier, for example, he shared 580 times a picture on Instagram. He shared many tweets. He even posted on LinkedIn. He added so much value, and then obviously the celebrity will reward. And no need to always pay people money. Money is not everything. Yes, money, it's a commodity which we can buy food from, and it's very important. But for a fan, sometimes something more value would be to get a personalized thank you message, or to actually meet the celebrity and be on the spot together.
I was going to say that it's basically often it's recognition more than anything, right? That's
recognition that's of value, and there are sometimes people who need this recognition in order to pop out, or to just make themselves not better, but to add more value and to be recognized in the long term. Because some people, they just don't have a voice, but if they start adding value to some communities or anything which is on Bonuz, anything of fame, then basically it can work out. We have crazy functionalities even in augmented reality. So if a politician, for example, would be on Bonuz, he could make a clean to earn campaign where people basically in the city, this is just one from like 50 samples which I have, where people, they open Bonuz up, they open their augmented reality view, which is based on the real view, and they pick up like rubbish on the street, they film it, they film how they throw it, and for everything they generate a point. And then maybe at the end of the year, the politician, maybe the minister of environment, he will invite them to Parliament building or somewhere and take selfie with them, and they all get a reward, the top 200 people, because they are very clean citizens and people of value. And I feel this can amplify many verticals.
It comes down to that thing that we mentioned at the beginning about the potential for crypto to change people's lives for the good. And that can only really be fulfilled if we get to the right level of interconnectivity, for want of a better word. And I get the feeling that Bonuz is about getting us closer to that level of interconnectivity, if not getting us, maybe even getting us right there. And for that, I mean, just as somebody involved in the crypto industry in any way, shape, or form, I mean, I feel like I should say thank you, because I know it's a commercial project for you, but it's obviously a commercial project born of a passion, it has a purpose, and it's all part of that moving crypto forward, moving humanity forward, as Aaron says in our intro. So I think it's a great thing. I really do. One of the things that strikes me about it is that it's, SmartFi is an American company. We tend to be, the individuals are often a little US focused because that's what happens when you're in the States. It becomes kind of consuming. But it's interesting to me that at Bonuz, you seem to be focusing more on other parts of the world where I get the feeling, for all the negativity there's been here around crypto, there's a much more positive vibe going on. Do you get that feeling that, in the UAE where you are, in parts of Europe and in parts of the developing world, there's a much more kind of forward-looking positive vibe despite what's happened this year?
You mean for the crypto industry and
crypto
blockchain
industry in general? Yeah.
I think that too. I mean, I don't know, like in USA, sometimes there is so much crazy stuff happening that I sometimes feel it's some conspiracy, like some pre-plotted things in order to harm certain people or the whole industry. But in general, the mindset in the UAE, for example, like for technologies, it's very big. The government and the leaders, they are very open. They love to adapt to new things. They do very deep research on things. Also, they regulating stuff here. And they try in the best manner. People like companies who come out here and they are big enough. They even have the chance to meet those regulators, talk to them, exchange ideas, because at the end the world moves forward and it should not move backward. And since this UAE is also a new country, it's only now 51 years old, actually 52, I think, since this month. They are ready for those stuff. Even they created a metaverse strategy where it's a governmental target to reach, like to create 40,000 jobs in the metaverse. And some people even said who controls the metaverse will control the world. But I still believe we are far away from the true metaverse, which is totally interoperable and the standard, because so many factors have to be set, and
And I'm not sure
very
you'll ever get unanimity of, like, I don't want to say operating procedure, but I mean, it to really achieve that, as you said, the theoretical metaverse, you'd have to have so much international and regional agreement on standards and on protocol. I don't know if we can get there in anywhere in the near future, but I definitely agree with you that there are places where these things are being moved forward by practical applications and by sensible regulation. And it's one of the things that we at SmartFi are involved in a little bit, because Aaron sits on a task force in Utah that's guiding regulation there and trying to make sure that it's a little bit industry friendly and stuff. And so, I think it is important that we kind of go down that road. And it's just a question of accepting what's happening and adjusting, instead of just, I think you and I both share a passion for crypto and for its principles and its potential, but that doesn't mean that we should be blind to real world applications for it, if you like. And one of the things that attracted me to SmartFi originally was that it is a company that accepts that and uses that. Even the SMTF, the native token, is 100% of the proceeds go to fund loans, and a percentage of those loans are into businesses in the, I don't want to use the word real economy because it makes it sound like the crypto economy isn't real, but in an economy outside of crypto. And so that it's creating that bridge, that connection. And I think in that respect, what you're doing at Bonuz and what we're doing at SmartFi, we're kind of heading in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I don't know so much about SmartFi yet. I would need to learn more. I wish I was more informed about it to give you guys also maybe some ideas or tips and see what you're doing. But it sounds also like an interesting platform.
It is. It's a fascinating kind of thing where it's. I was talking the other week with Kadan, who's our CTO and who's the lead in the Komodo platform and stuff, developer guy, and he's kind of a, in some ways a purist. He's a well-known figure in the dev world of crypto, but he's part of SmartFi because he believes in what we're doing, and he termed it as there has to be a glue between DeFi and CeFi. There has to be a glue between crypto and the economy outside of crypto. There has to be something that brings the two together, and that's what he thinks SmartFi does. And as I said, the reason I think we're kind of doing the same thing is that I get the feeling that Bonuz, you're doing that to a certain extent too. There's a world outside that can benefit from what crypto has to offer, and you're offering that to it, and you're bringing the two together. And so again, great project. Thank you, and thank you for coming to be with us to talk about it. It's really we really want to encourage every little project out there that has potential to, again, use that phrase, move humanity forward. So thanks.
Thank you. We still have a lot of work to do and a lot of milestones to achieve. But let me tell you maybe one thing more. Imagine if the people in the third world who have a device, now they can learn something, and then after they finish a course, because they really understood it and they answered the questions right, they'll receive a certificate as NFT. Now, because this certificate is in their wallet, everyone can see that they kind of verified, and now they could go from a learn mode to a earn mode. And now imagine if there are opportunities online like Fiverr or Upwork, but a little bit different, where those people, they can now start working for other people in the Western world or in the first country world, editing pictures, doing very simple stuff, and get paid $1 per job, like really small money. But those people, they're also very poor, so for them in their country, if they make $50 to $50, probably their whole family, they can already eat food. And now imagine if there is even a way, which is there already, that those people, they can even receive crypto payments like stable coins, USDT, USDC, Binance USD, DAI, and now that they can spend this money on food directly without needing a bank account, but spending it through their Visa credit card, which is connected to their decentralized wallet, where they can't even lose the coins. I think this is very revolutionary, and all the puzzle pieces like the decentralized wallet, the Visa card, portal, everything it's there. The only thing what's missing, and is probably also there in this country, is to have vendors who actually sell food and water and the important things for life through Visa. And then these people suddenly have a life. And now if this kind of thing scales, I believe it's possible to create a workforce of tens, thousands, and hundreds of thousands of people. And I feel this is really revolutionary. And we really want to get there, and we really want to partner with as many projects and companies as possible. And even maybe with SmartFi, if it makes sense, because at the end, this will all amplify our whole industry in the market. And crypto should not be used, it should be really used to inspire more people in a good way and to give good utilities, which are already traditional, happening in the real world with like certificates and stuff like that, but just a little bit more modern, just a little bit more advanced, stored on the blockchain, and everybody gets more trust, more value, and everything will just develop much better. So I believe.
Here's to that vision of the future, Matthias. I love it. Let's carry on doing what we're doing in a visionary way. Let's move towards that day when the blockchain and crypto in general can start to fulfill its potential and offer the benefits that it can. Again, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll speak again soon. Thanks.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So as you heard, interesting conversation. Once again, I will say his platform is Bonuz, Bonuz. Check it out. It's an interesting idea, interesting concept, and to some extent represents, I think, the future of Web3. in a lot of ways. So definitely something worth looking at. Different format this week, as I said, with the holidays and everything else. We will get back into a regular schedule and a more regular format with Aaron here, so honor our title of Tilton Talks Crypto again soon. And we will be, once again, as we move forward, we will be looking at a lot of interesting subjects. So I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.